What's up guys, it's Talon here. In today's video, we're going to break down how Reet and Ritual won an astounding 5 games in the finals of FNCS Qualifier 1. In this game, we're going to be analyzing their highest kill game of 19 kills and some of the strategies that allow them to W key more efficiently than pretty much any other team on NA Central. Now, this team is landing at Reckless Railways, and they are essentially split dropping this with another team. They're going to get out of this POI quickly, but I'm going to show you just a little small strategy thing that allows them to minimize their RNG and continue W keying. It's a very interesting thing we're going to do it throughout this entire video. Notice how Reet is throwing 8 grenades on here. That gives you gold if you did not know. This allows you to buy a ton of big pots. And then they also are blessed with the train being spawned here, so they're going to get this train cash. So they're going to sit here, wait for this to pop. They're going to have a lot of time. And once this pops, they're going to get off and get their mats. They're not super concerned about metal, obviously, because you're going to get 200 straight out of the cash here, correct? So, as they wait for this cash to pop, and now they get off and get the rest of their mats, and they're going to get a quick engagement here, and we're going to break that down first, because their setup here is what's going to win them this next engagement. But they're getting their mats, and they're going to be pretty solid mats, if I remember correctly. Yep. Alright, so now we get into this engagement, and their setup here is what wins them. So take a look at Reet here. So you hear someone in this building. So this is an automatic, just free pinch. So Ritual's like, hey, they're both in this building. And so now they have a nice pinch going. And Reet's going to be the catalyst, but Ritual's going to be the one that comes up here. Reet pressures their backs, which causes their attention. Ritual. Now, this opponent uses a nice ramp phase-in technique. However, I don't think he has a shotgun. And you're going to see Ritual's aim here. 173. Cleans up that elimination. Now, again, same thing. He predicts this opponent going to do that. However, now he knows he's weak. But this is really smart. So this guy telegraphs the play. And so he just trades places with him. All the while hitting a massive shot. Hitting his back. And now he's full piece. And so all he has to do is wait here, because he owns everything. Reet for the punch. And then clean up this opponent super quickly, super efficiently. And so now let's move on to the next fight. So they're basically full cap mats. Taking off that middle team. He gets a little bit of trouble. He has so many materials he doesn't particularly care. And this is the team that made up with him. Now, I believe this fight is going to draw on for a ton of time. I believe actually Hove and Notch are going to actually be the ones that kind of really make this fight really painful initially. However, the pressure is and I'm just going to point this out here. Due to their ammunition, Reet is going to do this constantly throughout the entire time. He almost never uses his quick out in this entire fight. Gets off to the side. And he gets free-fired here. And like I said, I told you that they kind of started off at disadvantage. This is where the fight kind of changes right there. It's a nice little crack. Now, they're basically going to take their ones. He just gets in here. This is really risky, but I think this is due to the fact that he's at health advantage and he doesn't have any heals, and he knows he has medallion. This fight can't draw on forever. Make sure to cover off his side, maybe get a bait here. And nice. Good crosshair placement right here. He's really weak, but he does eat a pre-fire, so this is basically the opponent tries to phase in. He hits him with a nice pre-fire here. And they still technically have a pinch, right? Because Ritual's over here, Notch is over here, so they do have him pinched. So at this point, he just gets in. Ritual holds, and now they have this effective pinch. And then clean up this duo. Now, this is the team, I believe, that gave them the most amount of trouble out of all the teams that they brought into this video. But we're already at 4 eliminations. Mind you, this is the 250 best players in the server playing this round. Those are tier 1 NA West. They also now have Forecraft. See how important their big pot usage is? They're really carrying it with them as they go. Same thing, like I mentioned before previously, give the big pots, give the med kits, get the heals. This is how they can W key like they do. minimize as much RNG as possible. Always have heals. And now that they got Medallion, they're gonna go back. Why are they going back? To get their guns upgraded, right? Get the most optimal loadout possible. Obviously for me, that's a rapid fire. They're gonna do the same exact thing. Keep farming as much gold as possible. Very, very important to do. Now the cache is spawned. You can see on the map. And they're just kind of looking around, like, going. You notice here? Let's take a look at the zone here. So they're going away from center, right? They don't want to be keying in center where everyone's going to be. They're getting away from that. They don't want to deal with that, right? They want to go key people that are out on these fringes. And they don't care, right? So they see a team up here. And look, they don't want to round them. That's why they're taking this fight. They're not taking fights around the center map. They're taking fights around edge map. Good target selection. Alright, so this fight is going to start off with the pressure. Reet is just going to kind of stall. Rich will eventually pressure them enough. And that's why you go upgrade this SMG. See how fast it is. The pressure can be continued. Ritual gets the chop out, and now they can start off this fight. And this other team is now basically been kicked off. Get some good hip fire aim. So now the W King can begin. Now this team makes a lot of boxes. And that's exactly why you get that rapid fire SMG. Very rare use of the axe here. Putting on a right hand, immediately back it up. It's relentless pressure. Kind of the same thing on the other side as well. You can just hear constantly spraying. Ritual, and they have the same thing. It's like the same setup, right? A pin. Good reload management from Reet. Keep pressuring. Hasn't gotten tagged yet. They just keep forcing this team to use all their mats. They're always on the offensive. As long as they just take smart quality peeks, it should be alright. And so now, Ritual again is just, while Reet pressures, and then now we have a perfect vertical pinch, right? Here's Reet over here, two opponents, boom. Since it's closed, 980. And so, why is this so good? They're now both looking this way. Still pressuring. Force another rebox. And just good reload management again. They're on a very horrible layer too. They're so congested and scuffed. So now, Ritual again is trying to get that perfect angle while this is occurring. Reet is continually spraying that SMG, pressuring very little use of the pickaxe here. So Silent makes a play here to run at, and he gets front wall here. Nice, 29. And now, Ritual's on his side. Now he's on right-hand peak. He's now hit a significant amount of damage. Reet is spraying. They're basically trapped here. Immediately goes to the side. Crush, nice. Notice how that wall's weak. He's using so much weapons. Tries to block him off. Gets him with a nice pickaxe bait. And Rituals now, they've executed another perfect vertical hit. Very scuffed, awkward layer for Ritual, but he hits it for 50. So he backs up here. Very smart here. But Reet's super healthy, right? He knows he's back. See how scuffed? It's just relentless dying pressure constantly. And you're wondering, why did they get third party? It all goes from target selection at the very beginning, right? They specifically went to the corner edge of zone, so there's no one there, so they can have these long drawn out box fights. That's exactly what happens. And they just pressured, played their time, let Reet pressure with the SMG, and eventually, on the Slayer, a bunch of mistakes are going to be made. Now we're up to 6 eliminations out of 19 thus far. I believe Now, if you don't know, Ritual is probably the second best sniper on any central behind clicks. This guy hits a ton of snipes. And so, this person gets fried. This is just a smart little principle, right? Third partiers, put yourself. Back, he cancels everything. Reet's gonna get a huge fry on this opponent. Now they're gonna be granted a free elimination here because of this opponent. Right? Ritual's gonna get run on his head. As that opponent runs away, they're like, okay, like, why chase that guy, right? Let's just both eliminate this guy. Now Ritual's gonna make a massive mistake here. Notice how he had no awareness. He nearly gets taken out here. But Reet is just gonna support him real quick. Make sure he sprays back out. Reset. A nice turnaround jump shot. And you pick up a freebie right there. Now that other person is left. Into essentially a free solo. I think they're gonna leave, and then Ritual's gonna come back in and snipe a little bit later on, if I remember correctly. Back to the cash, get some metal. They're just refarming their mats. Again, same thing. Look where they're at. They're constantly hugging these edges zone lines because there's not going to be people there. So we're going to be playing middle now. Notice team boxed up. I'm missing it up happening with Reet. We'll just go back for a little bit. Hopefully it'll load. Job of just finishing up that really quickly, and now they're at an advantage. Light. Only eats a little bit of damage. Hits it for a little bit. Unfortunately, that kill does get stolen though. It's a nice little snipe. Tony about the Ritual snipe. This team also gave him quite a bit of trouble. Changed that angle up there because that opponent's teammate is there. He headed down there, realized his back was open, so he decided to move. Good crosshair placement. Pog for a good amount of damage. Now, I believe they were going to actually end up getting third party here. Great opportunity right there. Going to go for the control. Reet's going to be constantly annoying, pressuring from below. That SMG. And now we're kind of seeing the issue. Now things are more congested because they're in zone, right? See that exact principle. Like with this zone, everyone's in now, so third parties are a lot more limited. And they eventually decide to leave this, right? They're just wasting. They're not getting anywhere. So they disengage initially, go back to old mats. Pop the big, goes back to old kills. That's just good game plan. And that's huge, right? So now, they were going to go back and play for a higher layer, but Ritual gets another free elimination here. And they got the down. Get a full refresh on material. So we're up to 10 eliminations. Another team gets here. Pressure from the side. Remember, a lot more third party. But now he's got Medallion, so his team can be a whole lot better. Doing a great job here. That's just putting your soul where you want it. Pop the seal. Got the medallion. Constant pressure. Go get the mats. Up to 11 kills now. Now zone's pulling a little bit far. This is where the pace has to start coming down. Pop the big. They're all full kitted. Back first mats. 37. Genesis has kind of been annoying to them, but really hasn't done much. Same thing, we just get away. They are coming in late, but look where they're rotating, right? So you have the zone here. See how everything's congested here? Remember, this is dead side, right? All the POIs down here are coming this way, right? They were keying from this top right side, so they know they've cleared out all this space, and that's why they're going that way. That's how they're able to get this so free, right? Just rotating in. This is just good awareness. See those opponents on height? Invest in the hard mats. We're gonna get in. We're still gonna play aggressive, but now we're gonna play a lot more passive. Same formula. Spray with that SMG. And Reet's gonna do a fantastic job here of a very congested server, covering the top right there. And now that's getting a lot of third-party attention. Make sure to reload. You hear that? That means that person's getting attacked up. Make sure to block off all of his angles. Same thing. Just pressure from an angle that's not getting him shot. Attacking again, hitting right here, and now they're playing much more hip to hip in these close game box fight situations. Make sure to crouching, always now, Ritual gets a fry on the Hypno here. Same thing. Don't forget, they also have Forecast Tower. That's another reason why they're playing these zones like this. Again, same exact principle. You cut this down the middle. Look how many more teams are on this side. So obvious choice is to rotate this way. They have Forecast. They know where zone is. It doesn't show on the map, but they got that earlier in the match. Same thing. Protect all angles. Now this isn't wood, but they know they're on dead side. The only thing that can really hurt them is from behind. Whoops. Apologize. Let me go back. Did not mean to do that there. Okay. Now this is pretty aggressive from Reet here to go in that box. 460. That's really good. Reebok does a great job again. Always, almost everyone is always between him and reload. They don't even want it, so it pulls back, and they just immediately go for this. Now, he times him up with SMG. However, Mars makes a good damage. It's a perfect amount of damage. He makes sure to immediately cover his head. He's not wasting hard mats. I believe Ritual just actually got a kill, so let's take a look on to how he got that. As you can see, their game plan is immaculate on how they approach King. How they approach King is just so next level. As you can see, sniper. Like I said, one of the best snipers. Now this is really bad in an end game. Obviously, they know that they just pulled, but I wouldn't expect a sniper in end game, but you can still get fried. Now we're gonna miss two. I remember that we missed 2 shots from person. I'm trying to get max serve, but that just happens for max serve. They obviously don't need it 3K above, but you want to make sure you really time that to maximize your code. You would normally just probably use the sniper to get a max headshot. Again, same thing. We cut the pie in half. We know that this side is more dead. We know where zone pulls. Their rotations are so free. They got looked at a little bit there. Okay. Not the end of the world there. Let's get him dying. Not an issue. They're on such a free side, they're not even blocking off their back. So healing back up with the Flowberry Fizz. Same thing. Cut the pie. Look at that. Free. They could run this. They really wanted to. Now Flowberry kind of messing up. And notice how they weren't using hard mats there. They don't want to sit there. Now they want to sit. Pulled ahead of zone. Sitting on the right hand key. Looking to make tag height. So we'll just watch this next game out here. Now they're going to get a good snipe on the Yak here. Probably not expect that in an end game. Another NAOS pro. Now they look at height here, see that it's not well supported. What happens here? They end up getting looked from front side after they reconnect. They're going to take. Actually, no. Beautiful height take. They got him, but the other team just going to give it up. Now they're going to look back. Continue. Now they're getting fought for it. So they immediately back off. He actually cones off Reet here. Got the fizz. Which is good. That's good there because you can throw your whole game, right? I mean, look what zone it is, right? Like, we still have a lot more moving zones to go. Like, Titan. They immediately switch to a much more flare. Tarping. Look at that tarp right there, nice. Cuts off front. You gotta remember, they know where zone is. So they've been in head this entire time. You notice in the end game, they were pretty much on one side. They waited for it to pull, see if they could maybe look for height. Didn't get it. Okay, we're gonna go for the side. So he's gonna go for a pre-edit play here. That's what he's doing right now. Pressures. Now this opponent, they get it first try, and then Reet, they're just gonna get an easy elimination. There, another person. And now they have another medallion in their inventory. We'll split them at. Ritual here. Keeps going down. Same thing, they're just cutting off front side. As front side expands, they're expanding with it. As front side expands, they're expanding with it. Now they have the game for plus here. Trying to get it right. Still not throwing their game away for it. They know no more on the backside, they just got him off. The fight looks pretty well established right now. But they probably have the mat advantage, 800. And they get a little bit of pressure, and then immediately just give it up. There's no reason to go. What's your game for? Just ruin it. Just let it play. So Reet ends up also dropping off of it, but he's got medallions to heal. He gets back to Ritual. Now they're about 20, about 60 max. It's still it's the second hide attempt. They're 0 for 2 on hide attempts, but they're not throwing their games with these hide attempts. They have the mats to do so, but getting back together, getting good down. We still have decent materials to still play this out. In the front side now. Now here, I see. Now this is the proper height type. Notice how they're in wood now. You have to that this being shambles now heats a significant amount of damage, but you're going to see Ritual do something very, very, very good. Reload. Gonna get the medallions, let Reet heal. Look at that tarping too. I know a lot of us like to tarp with looking down. The way that solo tarping works in that situation actually gives him sight of where he needs to go. A lot more information. Good technique. So you see height's incredibly weak, still good. Straight through with wood. Notice how they go more back, right? The deeper they have to go in the storm, the left they can protect. Reet hits him. He's taking a medkit on top. Hits him with height, and now height is free. Now they only have a couple of builds. Reet's gonna flip. Yep. Happens. Drops the dowels. Reet sees the map. Very good shot from the It's 5 builds in this pump shot. Reet eventually was a little overzealous. Amount of damage. But the thing that kind of helps with this game too is the fact that they have this hard structure here. So they can't really get chopped. They get this height pretty free. Limited amount of materials that will stay in the zone. Let low ground fight it out. We're gonna watch Reet here because he's gonna get these last couple eliminations. So he gave all his heals to Ritual, which is just a med kit. Reet's gonna go down to do what he does best, which is fight everybody. Edge of cone. Plays through on Playify. Gets a nice one pump. Pump down. Gets a spray through onto Vanilla's here. Cracks him for 100. I think they were trying to go for the medkit play back in Storm. And that's exactly what he was doing, as you can see the medkit. And that's how they got a 19 kill victory royale in the FNCS finals of Qualifier 1. Big highlights, obviously, target selection, how to key, use of EMP grenade to continually get your bigs up. Another thing, obviously, too, setting up vertical pinches, tons of pressure with the SMG, going back to the vault to get that SMG to modify it to where you have that quickened reloads. The pressure is consistent. Obviously, play to your strengths. Fantastic sniper. That's going to get you some free eliminations here and there. We saw a couple. We even saw one in endgame becoming incredibly important on that high take. So play to your strengths there. And this is why this duo, I think, has a very good chance of winning it all. I mean, they have the best, I would say, or second best W keying ability as a duo. We saw that throughout. They won 5 games. They just run through these lobbies so efficiently because they are just clinical keyers. They got forecasts. You obviously don't need it, but it makes everything easier with, you know where the zone is, you know how to play it. You saw the very technical. They played the zones fantastic overall, and that made their just W keying so much easier. They sat on that entire right side pretty much the entire game, got free rotations, got free eliminations with good amount of pressure, picking opponents that aren't going to get third-partied, so it was incredibly clinical. Well, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope that you did enjoy it. If you did, please drop a like on it, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.